Ladies and gents, welcome back to another Master Duel banger. As you can see, I'm in the settings because there's no way to permanently change the settings to always make the game full screen. You have to, every single time, manually change it to windowed. But I am not here to talk about the flaws of this game, which there are some, but I don't think there's too many. I'm actually here to talk about the economics of getting started in this game. Now, you can see I have a couple decks there, but this is the folder that I have of all the cards that I would consider just generic good cards. So strikes are both in there, but you know there's some stuff like Denko Seka. That's another card I could throw in here. This is all just stuff that I can put in a lot of different decks. Pot of Duality. I don't have three. I only have the two. I don't have my One Desires in there, but there's a lot of stuff that I would consider just generically good. Like this card's another card that I would consider generic. This card's pretty generic. And then I think those are already in there. All my floodgates that I have. I'm not gonna put the Call of the Haunteds in there because that card is kind of actually not good. It's just a little bit outdated. But I just wanted to kind of, and I could put like Monsters into Doom Caliber Knights, or those are technically generic, but these are generic cards that I think are format relevant. Book of the Eclipse, I have a bias towards because I played during Necros format and like pure power, full power Necros format. So like, Genlocks were kind of a thing. I don't know if Genlocks is something Konami has just kind of decided never to print again, which would be cool if they did. But this is like my initial first burst of cards that I own. So the very first cards that I crafted were Upstart Goblin. Upstart Goblin, if you don't know, if you're not like a big connoisseur of Yu-Gi-Oh! For many years, was popularized by a true goat of the game, a revolutionary player, Patrick Hoban. Basically taught everybody that playing 40 cards when there's only 35 good ones in your deck is really stupid. So why not have 2 bad cards in your deck instead of 5? Like you can just add in Upstart Goblins and just basically it's like a hole in your deck. The life points are just not relevant. You know, we can talk about Upstart later. I have Element of Hero Neos in here because of do I even have? I think I do. I think I have the Rainbow. No, I don't. Wait, really? It's because of this card, Rainbow Neos. This card's a really, really powerful going second. Stevie Blunder actually kind of, I think, he made like a video on the very first day of this game's release talking about like a really strong invoked deck, which I would love to build. It's just like a really, really strong going second deck. Going second is really OP in this game because everybody wants to go first. Best of ones also make going second just better because like everybody wants to go first and they want to set their solemn judgments, their strikes. If you're like me, they want to set that there can only be ones, their skill drains. I'm going to go ahead and do this right now. We're going to go ahead and just craft that last there can only be one. Because not having 3 of this card is completely grief. Same thing with strike. I want to go ahead and make a third strike. I see I have a lot of trap cards. I have enjoyed playing trap decks, but I don't think trap decks are always going to be necessarily great. But that's why you have these dualities are not really a good example, but I have 3 extravagance, 3 prosperity. If I need desires, I can make desires. I'm not going to go ahead and make desires right now because I feel like every deck that I play is desires are terrible in. Maxi, second card I crafted. I said Upstart was my first. Maxi is my second because that card is completely bonkers. You definitely need 3 of this. In my next things that I would craft would definitely be Valor and Ash. Those cards are really good. Imperm is another card that I would definitely recommend crafting. I don't play Imperm in my Eldritch deck because basically I'm hoping to skill drain everything, and Imperm is just not that powerful in that deck. But in the Tenyi deck, you could definitely, the 10 deck that I have, you could definitely put imperms in my, like, I had that 5 hand trap slot, so if you wanted to put imperms in, those are definitely just as good as a Valor or an Ash, or, I mean, an Ash is different. I think Ash is pretty good in this format, but it's actually specifically bad against Eldritch, which I think is really, really popular on the ladder right now. So crafting cards, like Maxi is a good card. Maxi is like basically having Upstart Goblins in your deck, but it's like obviously better because it stuns people as well. But a lot of the times you can chain it and guarantee a draw. Effect Veiler is pretty good, not necessarily the greatest thing. Denkoseka, I would love to see somebody Denkoseka me. I just don't think that it's that viable these days, unfortunately. I think people either need their normal summon or they're just playing a different deck. I don't know what this card does, Chaos Dragon Levineer, but I know that it's kind of good. Alpha, these are just cards that I like actually pulled, and then I think, oh, I actually pulled Nibiru too. Oh, that's crazy. Let's say some of these cards are not. Some of these cards were not pulled. Ooh, this is a hollow Neos. I did not know that. It's disappointing. I don't like that. I don't like having hollow cards. Because they're worth me. It makes me tempted to dismantle them. But I can't just dismantle it and get a new one. That's quite disappointing. I feel like a foil should at least give you 30 for dismantling it. Anyway, that's what I mean by the economics. They're actually really bad. So disenchanting your ultra rares only gives you a third of an ultra rare. So you can see, and I have some ultra rares in here that I have 3 of, and you're like, oh, you should definitely disenchant. Nope, you can't dismantle these. The structure decks are horrid value. Do not buy them. I got baited into buying 3 of both. Give you all these ultra rares, so my brain goes, yeah, I can just disenchant 3 of this and get Maxi, and then I'll disenchant 3 of this and 3 of that. Nope, can't dismantle those. Oh, I didn't even know I had this card. Goodbye. I don't know what that is. So it's gone. As you can see, I pulled a Veiler as well, so it's a hollow Veiler. I definitely wouldn't craft a hollow Veiler. But there's a lot, like, they made the extra deck far too expensive. Like, way too expensive. Because it feels like all of the extra cards in the game are they're ultra rares, so they cost, you know, the 30 ultra rare dust or whatever, and you can't, like I said, you can't disenchant the ultra rares that you don't want, that you got from the structure deck, which is quite bad. Same thing with the super rares that you get from the structure deck. You also can't disenchant those. But basically anything that's not an ultra is not hard to get. The supers, I feel like, are pretty abundant. You get them in a lot of packs, and I have you know, a lot of supers and a lot of rares and a lot of commons that I don't even know that I have, that I could disenchant at a moment's notice, and it wouldn't be like this. I can't disenchant this card apparently, or this one. I think I must have been getting some of these from the structure decks. I can disenchant this Brave Neos if I want. Which means I probably pulled it from packs, but can't disenchant Beast Eyes Pendulum Dragon. Hey yo, which is this is the frustrating part about the economics, because you spend all your money on those stupid structure decks, but you really get almost no return. And the only cards that I got out of the structure decks that I was actually happy to get out of the structure decks, were these. Where are they? This card. Pot of Avarice. There's nothing else in the structure deck that I'm remotely interested in. I have 4 invocations. Oh, this is another thing. Like, the disenchanting extra cards, like, yeah, it's literally just that. That's my only extra card in my entire collection, was that one that I just clicked on accidentally. But, I just wanted to show, like, that even somebody who's, like, considered like a higher rank, like in platinum, like, I don't have 3 Nibiru, I don't have 3 Effect Veil, I don't have 3 Ash Blossom, because of just how insanely front loaded the price is in this game. Like, you must eventually I will need, I imagine, this. I don't even have my 3 Eldritch. I only have 3 Eldritch. In fact, I'm like, that's kind of shameful. There's no side decking in this game, so I would never, but I would side the 3rd Eldritch in a lot, if I actually had to side. But I don't have to side, so I won't be siding the Eldritch in. I mean, even like the staples are so expensive. Like, crafting. Why do I have to craft Vanity's Emptiness? Why do I have to craft Io? Why do I have to craft Foolish Burial
Harpy's Feather Duster, Lightning Storms. Like, the missions were cool and nice enough to give me a Raigeki and a Monster Reborn. Why can't we get other of these cards in the free-to-play missions? I think that would be a way to make the economy of this game so much more palatable if you just say, like, if you make, like, a weekly mission for, you know, the limited cards, because there's really not that many. So, like, you make, like, a weekly mission to get Tempest, or you get, like, a weekly mission to get Cyberstein, or, like, the generic, like, Trishula, Psyframe Lord Omega. Like, these are cards that you could give to people, and you could incentivize them to play missions. 1-for-1, Gold Sark. There's enough generic cards that are good in, like, a lot of decks. Like this card, not Thunder Dragonhawk, the Armageddon Knight. I don't even know what Thunder Dragonhawk does, to be completely honest with you. Armageddon Knight, Vanity's Emptiness, IO, Red Reboot, Terraforming. All these cards would be, I think a lot of players would be thrilled to do a mission once a week, and maybe you get a Zeus. And this is another serious problem I see with this game. You'll notice something about the banned cards. They are just about 60% ultra rare, and you can't even play them. So why would there be any incentive to craft these cards, especially if they have like an alternate format tournament like they've said they're going to? What is my incentive to craft a traditional deck where I have to craft, maybe I have to craft like this is, if you can't even generate it. That's the funny. That's actually quite funny. You're not even allowed to generate it. So that's actually, I didn't even know that, but I guess so these cards are just basically ultra rares just to be ultra rares, and maybe in the potential extensive format they would show this. They would just give you these cards. So potentially, that actually makes me feel a little bit better. I didn't know that the banned cards were not craftable. Same thing with the semi-limited cards. Like I just think that these should be more accessible. They should kind of just hand these out. Like, this is another card, Cold by the Grave, that you definitely need. You're definitely gonna want. But you're gonna have to pay for it. That's just this 60 dust right here, 60 ultra rare points, and you're not like the problem isn't that the prices are so bad from the packs you pull. It's just that even when you look at, like, I'm a gold subscriber or whatever, but why am I getting like when I'm level 85 on the battle pass, and it's the second day this game came out. Why is my reward not even a third of an ultra rare? Like, why is this not 15 ultra rare points? Why is this not 8 at 79? Like, I'm so high up there, and you'd think maybe when you get to like 98, 95, I'm not even getting a third. They should give you a whole ultra rare right here. And the battle pass is awful. This is terrible. Obviously, it's good value for your gems because just of how bad value gems are in general. But it's extremely front-loaded with the free-to-play stuff up here, up until level, literally up until level 50. You're double dipping on the free-to-play stuff, and then once you get past level 50, it's all paid, and the rewards are awful. And obviously, we want this Pot of Greed mate because that's just amazing. I'm a big fan of the the Upstart Goblin picture. This is like my favorite. I don't think I'm ever going to change it. It's just way too cool. But you look at the shop. The shop is just so bad as well. Like the secret packs. This is the most tragic. This is the most tragic thing. Is the secret packs. Don't buy the structure decks. They're literally just straight scams. I bought CDI because I'm a loser. I also bought Volcano because I'm a loser. I bought the Trishula back because it is the coolest one by far, and I bought the BLS icon because I did not know that there was going to be more icons. I bought all 3 of the bundles for sure because they're really good. I would definitely recommend doing those. These are like the best values you're going to find. Anyway. Oh, this Stalwart Force. This is actually... These cards look pretty good. There's some pretty good cards in this pack. I'm not even going to lie. Way better than I thought. The Ultras are actually all kind of good. But you do have just random trash. Like, why would I want a Witchcrafter or a Dragon Maid? Like, you want the Eld Lords, the Halkeys, or the Boral Sword, or... You know, and the supers are decent. They're okay, but basically, like, if you're like me, you're not expecting to pull cards. I did do the secret pack thing. I bought a lot of this Neos pack because I wanted to get the Divine Neos or the Neos fusions, and I didn't get any of them. But it doesn't really matter what you buy in the end, is what I'm trying to say with the packs. So if you're going to spend gems on packs, you definitely need to be purchasing these, prioritizing these. These should be the first thing you spend your gems on. And then after that, it does not matter what you buy. Like, really, truly does not matter. Because you're probably not going to pull anything anyway. That's kind of the messed up part. And then you get these tragic, completely tragic, just like free packs where it's just like, but can I even disenchant these cards? I don't think I can. I really do not think I can. And you get these for winning ranked games. You get these for doing the solo modes, which just don't even get me started on the solo modes. You only want to do one of the solo modes, period. None of the other stuff is even worth it. I mean, like, if you're like a fan of one of the archetypes that has a solo mode around it, I definitely can understand why you do it in that case. But if you don't care about the solo mode archetype, oh, I got an Ultra. If you don't care about the solo mode, ooh, but I can't remove brainwashing. Okay. That's what I mean. Like, remove brainwashing? Like, is that a joke? I don't think, and this is the thing. So they give you those as like a bonus reward, but I don't even think I'm allowed to. Cannot dismantle. It's not from a structure deck though. It's a distributed card. But that just makes the economics even worse because even when you're opening these ultra rare packs or whatever, like the same thing with these blue eyes. Like I thought I was just gonna be able to chuck these guys and make myself some good cards, some actually like good cards. But they're very much not wanting you to do that. Oh, what's this? Something's 15. Oh, this Ascension Sky Dragon. This is usually a prize card, funnily enough. They really want to pigeonhole you into, and like, look, like, it's just like, they really just want to make you spend money, which is, understandable for sure. I'm just partial to the masked heroes. That's why I still have them. Like Dark Law, I probably should disenchant this thing, but I just can't do it myself. This is my favorite card, Master Hero Dark Law. I'm a degenerate stun player, but I'm also an economics student, and I just wanted to tell everybody. I sit in corporate finance class all day, listening to how you calculate like free cash flow and like economics really has nothing to do with this, but I just kind of wanted to make a statement about how bad the value is in this game, but that shouldn't drive you away from it. Basically, what I'm trying to say is like you should understand that just getting ultras in general is going to be hard. But once you get like a lot of ultras, once you get like a high concentration of good cards, like I'll eventually get these spear modes. I'll eventually get I'll finish that elemental here in Neos package. I'll get one of these BLSs probably. Just there's a lot of generic cards. Like, oof, this Monarch deck kind of expensive because you got both of these are ultras actually. It's kind of crazy, but there's bad ultras too. Like Grapha. Imagine if you pulled a Grapha or a Judgment Dragon or this card or like these cards were good in like maybe when they came out, and I guess there's some like Venom and Naga. Like, come on, man. Like, and then you got right next to Arch Nemesis Protoss, but they're just nostalgia bait, basically, in my opinion, for people. Because and this is really the true tragedy of of this game is the extra deck. This is the true issue that I have with the way that the cards were kind of distributed in the rarities, like the distribution of the rarities. So all the hand traps are going to be ultras, which understandable. Sure, those cards are really good, and they haven't always been really good, so it makes sense for them to be ultras. But then you have random stuff like Treeborn Frog is an ultra rare, and like Thunder King Ryo. I mean, Thunder King Ryo is kind of nasty, maybe in the right format. But like these cards are not equal, you know. Judgment Dragon, this like Garunix is like a card from 2013, and it's has to compete with this. And then you just have, and you keep going down, and it just gets worse and worse. Like I pulled a Divine Neos. That's so depressing. I can never use this card. So I just have to disenchant it. Why are all of these ultras? Why is this an ultra? Because it's a nostalgic. Why is this an ultra? It's a 2007 card. These cards should not be ultras, and they really clog your potential pulls. These cards are cards that were good in 2012 and 2013. Like this card was never good. This card was good in, like, never really good, but there was decks where people were wanting to play because it was worth bringing out. Now it's just never worth. And then you have, like, random stuff like this Jurak Meteor. This being an ultra rare is an embarrassment. Atomic Scrap Dragon, come on. Despot Jet, come on. What is this, the progression series? Like, let's be serious. Nobody is happy to pull a Despot Jet. Maybe one person. The majority of people, if they pulled a Thought Ruler Archfiend, they'd be like, "Whoa, that's super cool. Let me put it in my extra deck." Oh wait, it has to actually compete against Borreload Savage Dragon and all these other, like, this is this card and this card. You know, the Thought Ruler Archfiend and Stardust Dragon. We are not the same. We are not the same. But they're priced. We are not the same. Colossal Fighter? What is this? Seriously. By the way, this card was a rare, or a super rare in the pack, and it's an ultra rare in this game. It's ridiculous. This card and this card could not be more different. They could not be. This is like the best explanation of the terrible value you get in this game. These Blackwing ultra rares, like, why are these cards ultras? Why they needed? I think that if I were Konami, I'd make the Pot of Frost. I'm glad that they didn't, but make these cards ultras. These cards should definitely be ultras. These cards should be ultras. They're really powerful, and they're format warping. But instead, you have you use your ultra rare slots on stuff like, oh, this card's legal. Excuse me, sorry, I didn't actually know that was legal. And then you have this is annoying because I actually want these for my Eldritch deck. Rank 5s, I need 2 of each because I play the pots, so I'm gonna banish one probably, and I won't have the other one in the extra deck if I just, you know, chuck cards at it. But the fact that they're ultras basically means, like, I don't want to craft one, because what's the point of just crafting the one? I'm just gonna banish it every time because I'm unlucky. And then like Acid Golem, seriously, Acid Golem. We're not the same. Acid Golem and this card, where's Crystron Halqifibrax, Metal Foot, these are all ultras. The pool of ultras is too big. So I think they needed another tier. They needed a secret rare tier, or just like an uncommon tier, basically, instead of rare. Something in between rare and common. But there's just like, oh my god, Grass is at 3 in this format. Sheesh. But, like, then you have Diamond Core of Quakimeru sitting right here, too. Like, Rekindling's at 3? Dang. I guess Yu-Gi-Oh's gone really far from when Rekindling was nasty. Zombie World? Come on, guys. Zombie World and Lightning Storm are the same rarity. Is Polymerization also an ultra rare? Like, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. By the way, Gateway's still limited because they just do not. They just really do not want that thing to be a thing. Like, some of these cards are quite bad. Some of them are quite. Interrupted Kaiju's on there. I haven't even seen any. Nobody's Kaiju'd me a single time. Primals. This card came out in 2005, 2004. This is an Invasion of Chaos card. Yu-Gi-Oh! Friendship. Are you serious? Like, this is what we have to deal with. This is what we have to deal with. This is what we have to deal with. These cards are ultras. These are the cards. Goki rematch, that's a good card. But like, if I'm drawing, like, it's brutal. It's brutal. You got Dark Ruler Elmore in the same rarity as you have Zombie World, and I feel like that should be all the explaining that you need. United We Stand. Like, these are just nostalgia bait cards that people are wasting their money on. They're nostalgia based cards, nostalgia bait cards that people are just wasting their money on. Kind of cool. Fusion Destinies at 3 still, but I think this card's banned in the real game. In the real OCG, I mean, but there's no DPE in this game. But they're just nostalgia bait cards that like if you want to play Obelisk the Tormentor Turbo because you're just like an anime fan, or you want to play Assault Modes, this trash deck, Time Lords, Yosenjus, all of these decks that are not actually good, like Water Dragon Cluster? There's no way that this card is good. 10,000 Dragon? I mean, I understand what 10,000 Dragon is. Like, I understand why you wouldn't want to make... It's like, oh, we can't have Slifer be a common, even though the power level of Slifer is common. Same thing with Malefic Dragon, Malefic Stardust, Assault Mode, like Rainbow Dragon, Venom Naga, Earthbound Immortals. These cards are trash. Vanity's Ruler. Like, these cards were good. These cards were good one time, a long time. Master Hyperion. I think at this point I've dragged it on long enough. Like, you could get a Steel Swarm Catastag, Caucastag as your ultra. Oh, why is this kaiju so expensive? What? The best kaiju is super. This card is the first kaiju, but it's not good. This is the best kaiju, and then you got Kumongus. He's also a pretty good kaiju. That's really bad. This card obviously should be ultra. This card should be the ultra, and this card should be your rare, in my opinion. That just goes to show, again, more and more evidence of stuff being kind of priced weird. Like, your best value in the entire game is these pot cards right here. These super rare pot cards. Craft them, because they're worth way more than the super rare dust. That's another thing that I wish there was. All of this should be one currency, and it should just cost 1 billion of the currency to make ultra rare. Instead, you have to disenchant ultras to make ultras, and you can't even disenchant the ones that you're guaranteed. They should definitely change that. We should be able to disenchant anything, especially if we bought it from a structure deck. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Pretty long. I just wanted to get something out. I'm getting ready to go to the gym, so this can have like 40 minutes to upload or whatever. Yeah, Konami, do something about the value. Not really, though. I'm just having a great time, guys. I'm loving this game. But I do wish I could play a bunch of the different decks, but I just don't have the dust yet. Maybe I will. Maybe it'll do a good job of making it pretty easy to get gems. I mean, I doubt it, but maybe they'll do a good job of making it easy to get gems by doing weekly missions, tournaments. Maybe better for some players. Like, I think I probably will have a good time in tournaments. I can place pretty well, and then maybe receive like a gem reward. Probably won't even be a gem reward, let's be honest, but theoretically, at least, that would be a cool way to distribute some currency or some cards too. Tournaments give cards. But that's basically all I have to say about the values here. This is just some generic cards that I have crafted. So if you guys are thinking like, oh, what should I craft? If you're looking at what like good players are crafting, and I'm just gonna go out there and say I'm probably in the higher bracket of this game right now. I'm in the platinum tier. I know that a lot of people seem to be struggling to get up to this tier, so I guess it is a little bit more difficult than it seemed to me when I did it. So if you guys were just wondering what kind of cards I have crafted or what kind of cards will help you make your decks more consistent, make your decks more powerful, this is a pretty good idea of some stuff you can start with. And if you're looking to like looking at what you can buy, what gives you good value, I ran through some stuff that is good value in the shop. Basically, you're not opening cards to open the actual cards you want. That's just silly. Like, you're just never gonna get it. You can open the secret packs and look for the cards you want, but you can be like me and spend 5,000 gems on the Neos packs and you just get nothing. And you got a Neos out of the Master Duel pack. And then you were like, oh, you unlocked the secret Neos pack. Let's spend 3,000 gems on that, and we can pull our Neos fusions. And you just don't pull any. And you just have to disenchant the whatever 5 ultra rares you got. But it is what it is. I think this game's really awesome, but the economics of it are pretty bad. Just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys are having a hard time climbing up, or if you guys are having a hard time getting generic cards, let me know what you guys think. If you guys think any of the solutions I laid out would be kind of viable, if you think Konami should do that, if you think what I said is really dumb, please tell me that too. I love to hear criticism. Anyway, it's been your boy Neosynthesis, signing off.